Welcome back. Continue to cover breaking news today. This is very near the Anthony home on Chickasaw Trail and Suburban Drive, where authorities have confirmed that a child's body has been found. Bones, a skull apart from the bones there in a bag. FBI confirming to Tim Miller of Equisearch and then of course he confirmed to us that FBI believes that this is little Caylee Anthony. That's what they told Tim Miller, that from his mouth. Again, this is, Jackie, less than a half a mile from their home. So it's very sad day if this turns out to be the case, that this is little Caylee Anthony.
And all indications are of that, but of course we can't confirm it. Of course that's what Tim Miller heard from the FBI, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course it could take days and even weeks in terms of the DNA evidence and being able to match it up for remains that are so young. We do know that George and Cindy Anthony were in Los Angeles. They will be returning to Orlando International Airport in a little less than an hour. We do have Local 6 reporter Kimberly House, who is live at Orlando International Airport on the outside there, who's joining us with the very latest. Kimberly.
Yeah, and Jacqueline, you can only imagine how tough this is probably for how tough this is on the Anthonys as they fly and get ready to touch down in Orlando in less than an hour from now. We understand from the Orange County Sheriff's Office that they have been notified that some child's remains have been found near their home, and it appears to be the remains of a little girl. Now, they got on a plane about 7 o'clock this morning because, like you mentioned, they were doing Larry King Live out in California. They're expected to touch down here in Orlando at 4:13 this afternoon. I'm on the outside. We've got a crew on the inside, so we can try to get to them as soon as they get here. And you can only imagine how this is going to be for them. There's a lot of media here. There's a lot of media on the inside of the airport waiting to talk to them. As soon as they get in their car and drive home, they're only going to be met with even more media in front of their house. So this is going to be a very big, troublesome deal for them, probably. It's just hard for these grandparents. And to give you some perspective, you know, little Caylee hasn't been seen alive for the past 6 months, but the grandparents found out about it about 5 months ago. And in that time, they hold prayer services for their granddaughter every single Sunday night for the past 5 months. So I've spent nearly every single Sunday night with the Anthonys for the past 5 months. And I have watched as Cindy Anthony has lost a dramatic amount of weight. I've watched as George has talked endlessly about all the sleep that they have lost. They've talked a lot about, you know what, Cindy's admitted to me, Casey might be a pathological liar. She might even have a mental illness, but never at any time do they ever think their daughter was capable of harming their granddaughter. So every single day they have been efforting, trying to find her. They try to track down every tip that they can find, everything that gets called into them about potential Caylee sightings. They track down everything here locally and even across the nation. They do not believe that little Caylee is dead. They very much believe that she's alive, and the idea that the Sheriff's Office has called them and told them, we found some remains, they look to be that of a little girl, and they weren't far from your home. You can only imagine what that's doing to the Anthonys. But we are live out here at the airport, and the minute they touch down, we're going to bring you what they may have to say coming up live. Reporting live, I'm Kimberly House, Local 6.
Kimberly, you were there, I recall, with Cindy Anthony weeks and weeks ago when Leonard Padilla found a bag that he said contained toys. We thought there was a bone found, and Cindy maintained at that point, when a lot of people were questioning the validity of that and thinking maybe it did have something to do with Caylee Anthony, Cindy Anthony was adamant, saying no, she felt as though it definitely was not. Do you think she is going to respond today, considering this afternoon's developments, and do you think she'll even talk to you when they walk out of the airport?
I don't know if she's going to talk, Jacqueline, but I'm pretty sure she probably will maintain the idea that Caylee is still alive. But there's something a little bit different here that you have to keep in mind. That was Leonard Padilla that came out with that information about a month ago or 3 weeks ago. This is the Orange County Sheriff's Office that is now telling her that we found some remains near your home. And she even said 3 weeks ago, you know, this isn't coming from the Sheriff's Office. I don't believe Leonard Padilla. I don't think there's anything to this. I very much believe my granddaughter is alive, and we're going to proceed in that direction. But it's a whole different thing when it's the Sheriff's Office telling her this information.